Hello, fellow language educators. Today I'm going to show you how I begin creating a script for a lesson. Well, sometimes it's not a script. It's just a straightforward lesson on various language elements, and since I'm a feature story writer, I include a lot of lessons based on human interest stories. So here's the chef, Chef Jude Wagner of Vendue Inn, Charleston, South Carolina. I saw him working his ice cream booth out there on the street. He even had jalapeno ice cream. Anyway, I came along and explained who I am and what I wanted, and he allowed me to do the interview. Now, if this stuff looks really easy to you, let me tell you, it can be as simple or complex as you desire. This is not kid stuff. You can also do this with photos. You don't have to have video. The general concept I'm showing you in this tip, I first learned from a professor of German at Indiana State University right when I was getting ready to go out and be a Spanish teacher. And he turned on a projector that showed this unbelievably beautiful video, images of outer space. And I think it included a spacewalk. It was gorgeous. And all he did was he introduced German language into his conversation about it. He wasn't speaking completely German. He could have. It just depended on what level of student he was working with. That's when I realized we can take anything and bring it into the language learning experience. That's what we do every day. Somehow we get into school and everything gets so formal and bookish. In this case, I'm listening to Chef Jude Wagner, and I see he's got the words casing, not real useful for most students. Sausage, okay, that'll work. Making sausage, all right. Intestines of cow or pig, tripa in Spanish. Ground beef, pork. And then age 6, when he was doing this, and ground by hand. I've got a lot of lingo here that I can turn into a language lesson. Now, I can make this totally separate from him, but I would like them to hear him. And one of the reasons I would like them to hear him is because I got the information from him, and he adds an element of high interest to the classroom. I've got time in a Spanish lesson to let them hear this guy talking. So now I've got some preliminary language. I can bring all kinds of, let's say, verb tenses, cases into this. I can bring all kinds of other vocabulary. You don't have to make a jaw-dropping video. This is just an ordinary part of life, and all you got to do is do a decent job of it. And the students will learn more about the world while they learn more of the language that you bring to them.
Because you got to think outside of the box. The seeds are actually what causes it to be hot. So by removing the seeds, it's not as hot at that point. It's just the oil that's in it that remains to be that is hot. So you add the cinnamon that alters the flavor, and then as you're adding cream and basically your cream and your sugar, you're dulling out the flavor of the heat. So you're just retaining some of the heatness without the scorching hot. And that's all we do.